All right, welcome to Best of NWF's NXT Aftershow, September 9th, 2015. We continue with the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic in this episode. Looks like for the next couple weeks, that's going to be our mainstay of NXT. I want to say, first off, we see a lot of new talent coming out lately, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know it's nice to see some new people interjected into the NXT scene, but at the same time, when it's mostly the new people, it just seems to kind of deflate the audience, and I've definitely noticed that over the past 2 weeks. So let's get right into the first match. We have Carmella versus Peyton Royce. Now, Carmella, she's gotten a little better in the ring. I don't know if I'm still sold on her yet. I think some more time just being the valet for Enzo and Cass would serve her a little better. I don't know if maybe there could be some more training time for her in NXT before she's actually on TV, but this was an okay match. I think they should be careful showing such green women wrestling these matches because it's not just a step down from, the Becky Lynch, the Charlottes, the Sasha Banks, the Baileys of the world, but it's a big step down, and I think people are tuning in to NXT, especially now, to see the women wrestle. And showing these little matches, and we'll get into it later, another women's match, it's such a step down. It's kind of hard to watch. I think maybe they should just stick to one and make sure that those girls have a great match planned out to get the crowd involved. But I'm happy to see them on the card, but at the same time, I think they need to definitely step up their game. So we have Carmella picking up the win there. Peyton Royce, I swear we saw her a few weeks ago as another name. They were touting this as their first match, but maybe another one of the women kind of looks like her. I could have sworn she was from Australia as well. So moving on. We have a first of our two tag team matches for the evening. We have Tyler Breeze and Bull Dempsey going against Gargano and Ciampa. Now, I like the pairing of Breeze and Bull because it's the typical opposite tag team. Are they going to be able to work together? You have the straight-laced, serious guy. You have the funny guy. Bull Dempsey's really become more charismatic since doing this bullfit. And like I said before, I really understand why he actually kind of went this route, because we have a lot of dark and brooding characters all over NXT, and another one just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So I'm definitely liking this bullfit gimmick he's got going. In the pair with Tyler Breeze, I like that as well. Now, for Tyler Breeze, I feel like he should be doing more at this point. We saw him just a few months ago. He was in the NXT title conversation, and now he's, wrestling these gimmick matches, comedy routines. So it's kind of sad to see him step down, but at least he's on the show, I guess. So, Breeze and Bull Dempsey actually lose the match to Gargano and Ciampa. I feel like if Gargano and Ciampa are going to be a tag team, not that every tag team just needs a name. You have the Edge and Christians of the world. You have different teams that don't necessarily have a unified name, but I think every team can't just be two names, because I think if they're going to be a tag team for a while, give them a name, stick them together. Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley, they're together now, and at least, they're the hype bros. They're not a log-turn tag team, but at least they have like a unifying look, feel, name. So if they come out, it's the hype bros coming out. It's not Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. I think that's just too much. I think if we're going to have tag teams, make them real tag teams. I know there's exceptions to the rule where, they only have, they have their individual names still, but the Dudley Boys, the Hardys, if you look back even further, the Road Warriors, yeah, they had their individual names, but they were a team. So moving on from that, it was actually surprising to see Gargano and Ciampa take up that victory, because I think Breeze and Bull Dempsey had this kind of fun dynamic together. All right, next match, we have Billie Kay versus Dana Brooke. Now, first off, I want to say, as last week we saw Eva Marie definitely lost the match to Billie Kay, and Billie Kay comes out again this week, and she's looking pretty decent in the ring. You have Dana Brooke. I feel like in the future, if she puts the wrestling together, she definitely has the attitude. She has the swagger in the ring, but she just needs to get that ring work up to par. Like I said before, these matches are a big step down from what we're used to seeing on NXT, and I don't want them to keep showing these because it's definitely watering down what NXT is all about as far as the women's division goes. So Dana Brooke picks up the victory there. I really hope they follow up with Emma. You know, she won that Fatal 4-Way. I think she deserves the next shot at the title. She's the most put together. She's the best in the ring. And if we're going to have another TakeOver special, I'd rather see Bayley versus Emma than Bayley versus any of the other women right now in the NXT women's division. So, moving on from there, was kind of interesting. We have our final match of the evening, the Lucha Dragons, which goes again to say they're a great tag team. They have the name, they have the tights, the entrance. It's all worked out together. It looks amazing. And then you have them versus Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Now, it was interesting to see them actually tape this match outside the NXT arena. And normally I'm all for a bigger crowd. But I feel like if you're not advertising it as an NXT show, the NXT hardcore fans aren't going to be there. And the regular sit on your hands, Raw or SmackDown fans, they don't serve well to highlight the NXT talent. I don't know if they promoted that this match would be on the card heavily, but definitely I would have rather seen this in the NXT arena. So, pretty good match. Of course, the Lucha Dragons looking amazing as always. I feel kind of bad for them. They're lost on the shuffle on the main roster. They're, to me, probably in the top 3 tag teams right now, but it definitely doesn't seem like it because they're not really getting that much opportunity on TV to showcase their talents. Kalisto is incredible in the ring. Some of the stuff he does, I can't believe how he can land on his feet or keep it together. It is amazing. And Sin Cara, I guess this is Sin Cara 2.0. He serves as a great, more of a slower pace. He could hit the high moves, but he's also incredibly strong. So I think they're one of the best tag teams going. I want to see more of them. Joe and Balor, I love seeing Samoa Joe. There's something about his presence that a lot of the NXT wrestlers just don't have. Samoa Joe has a presence when he comes to the ring. Like I said before, I've been disappointed within some of his ring work because I don't know if they haven't let him showcase everything or they're having him kind of slow down, but I feel like he's in first gear, and I want him to hit second and third. I really want to see more from Samoa Joe. I was really thinking that Joe was going to turn on Finn Balor in this match, but they actually picked up the victory. You have the muscle buster into the coup de grace, and of course nobody's going to kick out of that. I think it shows that the Lucha Dragons have a lot of heart, and it took 2 finishers to finish them off. So hopefully they pick up on that and use that going forward to have them more in the actual WWE Tag Team division. All in all, it was a pretty good show. I think it was better than last week's, probably because you're seeing more of the top-tier stars in Joe and Balor, as well as the Lucha Dragons. This tag team tournament, I'm not necessarily against it, but I'm just not that excited for it. You have the Vaudevillains. They just won their titles, and obviously they're not going to be defending them in this tournament. So does the winner of this tournament get a match against the Vaudevillains for their championship, or how's that going to work? I'm really confused, and hopefully they explain that going forward. I hope some of these feuds actually get going again. Instead of having the 2 women's matches, we could have had a match to kind of extend something else or start a new feud instead of just having random matches. So all in all, like I said before, okay show, better than last week's. I think it's a big step down in momentum leading into NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. But once this tag team classic is over, I'm hoping that they get back to basics, get back to business, and really highlight what makes them so great. So for Best of NWF, we're signing out.